Glad to have your company. I'm Nana Akwe. This is GB News. We are the People's Channel. But there's always something going on in the royal household, and this week has been no different. And every Saturday, I love to give you a rundown. And who better to do so than royal biographer Angela Levin. Angela, welcome. Really good to talk to you. So it's been 2 years since the death of our late Queen.
Yes, it's amazing, isn't it? It seems to have gone past very quickly, but also very slowly, isn't it? And I remember that just before she died, she was very, very unhappy and very much in pain. But Prince Charles, as he was then, made her come to the balcony, to the Jubilee, because he said that there were loads and loads of people, and she thought that they would be against her, but they weren't. And she did get dressed in green, and she came along, and that made her very happy. It was very sweet, I think, as did the drink with the Paddington Bear tea, which she did despite feeling in enormous pain. They both had honey on their bread. She had her handbag and he spilt the cup, and it was just very funny. It was one of the nicest things of the whole thing, and that was lovely. So it was a shame that the two people who did upset her very much was Harry and Meghan, ringing her, being unkind, doing films and books that were very unkind. And she'd lost her husband nearly 2 years ago before. Yeah. So she really sank after that because they'd been so close. And you could see it happening. And I think it was very cruel because they knew that she had cancer of the bones. And
do we know that they definitely knew about it?
Yes, because all the royal family were told about it well before. They didn't leak it, but they did know it, and a little courtesy would have been accepted.
Well, I thought it was old age that she died of ultimately.
No.
After years of interviews, bombshell books, and global accusations, now, reports claim Meghan Markle deeply regrets how she treated the royal family. But royal expert Angela Levin has one brutal question. Is this genuine remorse, or a desperate move to save her image? Angela Levin doesn't mince words. She calls Meghan's alleged regret much too late and warns that the damage to her relationship with the royals and the public may already be beyond repair. You can't play victim and villain at the same time, Levin insists. From Oprah to Netflix, Meghan and Harry's campaign for independence came at a cost. Family ties shattered. Public opinion divided. According to Levin, Meghan underestimated the strength and the memory of the British monarchy and its supporters.
No.
So it was definitely that?
Yes, it was definitely that.
Oh.
And the old age didn't help. I mean, my goodness. I think she just got very fed up with the whole thing. She couldn't manage it.
Well, you'd lose the will to live, I suppose, in the end, all the horribleness that had happened over the last few years, especially the issues with Harry and Meghan, which really could not have helped at all.
No, they didn't help her. She was very, very unhappy, and that's why Prince William, of course, is very annoyed. That's one of the reasons. But what's
Harry
nice...
wants an apology.
Yeah, yes, you won't get it.
How can you forget all of that and what the pressure that would have put on the Queen, and then they'd still be demanding some sort of...
But if you're only focusing on yourself, then that's very easy. You know, you wipe out other people's issues. But what's very nice is that there's going to be an enormous garden for the Queen that's going to be ready in 2026. I have pictures on there. I hope you have them. And on Tuesday, they'd put in 300 plants, 300 flowers, to see that, to show what they're going to put. It'll be free to go in there, and it'll be absolutely beautiful, really, to see.
That's lovely. So where will it be?
In, is this St John's Wood?
Oh, so near St James's Park?
Yes, no, not near St James's Park. Near Swiss Cottage and Finchley.
So central London, around
central London, and it'll be absolutely lovely. And they're trying an example of making these plants with earth and concrete.
That's lovely.
Actually, there's a new way of doing it.
We should do a video, you and me, Angela. We should go and visit it and do what little thing for GB News.
Well, I'm the first one who's got it. I managed to find out about it and they sent me the pictures. No one else has got them. And I said that I'd like to follow it every so often to see how it's coming along without anybody else. And they said, actually, that is so exciting, thank you. So if you want to come with me,
I would love to. We'll do
that's lovely. These ones are not actually her favourite, the Queen's favourite, because they want to test on what's going on. But it will be by 2026.
Now, what about this story? Friends and those close to Meghan have said that on her behalf, that she regrets how she exited the royal family. That's
yes.
I mean,
yes.
How much credibility can we have?
Grazia magazine said she deeply regrets how she behaved towards the royals, and she's very sorry about saying that they were racist. Now,
wow, that's an actual admission.
That's an actual admission, yes, in quotes. But I don't know if I believe it. And I couldn't get through to them to answer. They wouldn't answer that question. And but in any case, it's much too late, isn't it? Everybody's learnt that was nonsense, and it's no longer listened to. But it was very, very cruel. And I think the Queen, who'd heard that, was very painful for her, because the one thing she wasn't was racist in any way or any form.
Well, obviously, Meghan isn't here to defend herself on that, and the magazine you couldn't speak to confirm that is a true thing. But it is interesting that something like
but what is true about Meghan is that her trademark has been refused. They think it's been very carelessly done, and this America Riviera orchard, which you like saying so much, and I can't remember.
Levin questions whether this regret is heartfelt or simply another chapter in Meghan's ongoing brand evolution. A pivot from defiance to sympathy, hoping to win back an audience now weary of endless royal feuds. In the royal world, timing is everything. And as Angela Levin warns, Meghan's window for genuine reconciliation may have already slammed shut. Regret, no matter how deep, can't always unlock doors you've already burned down.
She's not allowed to use that because a part of the area is that, and she can't own an area.
Of course not.
So it's not accepted. So it's very interesting that they think it's been done very carelessly, and you'd think that when you want to do such a big deal, you start with doing that first, and then you send 50 jam jars away. But you don't do it before you've got everything sorted.
Never do that.
No.
Now, what about this? This is a big story, I think. Harry being dropped out of the councillors of state, which means that for the first time he can't actually take over paperwork or take over over a visit for the king, so he can't.
This is absolutely true, because it's up on the royal website, and he dropped out of the councillors of state, and they're the people.
He's been dropped. He didn't drop out. They dropped him.
No, they dropped him because they come in if you need papers signed, or if you need something to be somewhere, if they're not well or they're out of the country. So far, we've seen, despite the King's illness, and he's getting much better, the Queen said, yes, that, he's not needed anybody. But this is true, and it's approved by Parliament, and that's it. Now, the interesting thing is that Beatrice has gone on at the last one. It's always to do with hierarchy. So they've done all the hierarchy, but no sign of Harry. And this is, I think, their slow way of actually pushing him out, because he wants to have a home here in Windsor, and that would mean he could be a councillor of state, because you have to have a home in this country.
Yes,
but now, even if he gets it, he won't be on the list.
This is very
It's very sad. It's very, yes.
Yeah.
Quietly, they haven't said anything, they don't argue with him, they just get on. And a lot of them are very busy and doing all sorts of things, and they don't actually get too upset, because I think you have to close your mind about it. And let's hope he'll learn. He's 40 on the 15th of September, so he should get a load of money from the late Queen Mother, and so perhaps he'll be a nicer man.
Perhaps you can go away and just be quiet now. Angela Levin, thank you very much. Really good to talk to you.